Hey G-Squad, welcome back to Sort of Is It Worth It? So today's episode we got this Quipnik here, and here's what these are some power station. And see right here we do have two similar products in terms of the design that's on here. One of them is from a brand called EcoFlow and the other one's called Anker. So this Anker right here is a 726 and this one right here they call it Delta Pro. So we're going to look at both of these right here in terms of like the newest technology or what you guys do get. For the Anker one, it definitely has a newer technology since it does have the GaN Prime technology on here to use. But when you guys do really test out the power on here, the Delta Pro on here should give you guys more power when you guys do compare both of them. And I'll test out to show you guys what I mean. And when you guys do compare the size difference for both of them, you guys can see how the EcoFlow one is a lot bigger than the Anker one. And for the EcoFlow one right here has a lot of stuff that this one does not have. Whereas for the Anker one right here has some stuff that this one does not have. So what I'm doing right now is take a look and show you guys what's on here really quick. I'll show you guys what's on here before you guys bring a little bit closer to show you guys a close-up view. So right off the bat, the first thing you guys will notice on here for both of the product, they do have the handle on top for you guys to carry around really easily if you guys do need to. Same thing for the EcoFlow one right here, but they do have this strap option on top. So that way it won't hurt your hand when you guys do hold it and carry around. And notice how for both of them, they do have the wheels on here for you guys to use. When you guys really test out the wheels on here and feel the quality for both of them, the EcoFlow one is not as high quality compared to the Anker one when you guys do feel it. The Anker one definitely feels a little bit more durable when you guys do feel it, and I'll show you guys a close-up view in a second. For both of the product on both sides, they do have the air vent option to prevent it from overheating when you guys do use it. Whereas for the Anker one right here is on the side here, and also on the side right here. And they also have the fan in the back right here. That way can really help you guys cool it down a lot better and a lot faster than any other power station out there. And here's the way how to design the EcoFlow one right here. They do have the screen on this side and the charging option on this side and also in the back. Where for the Anker right here is in the front here and then in the back. But definitely when you guys compare the size of both of them, you guys can see how this one is a lot bigger than this one right here, which is totally understandable since this one supports a lot more power and the Anker one supports less. So before I actually test it out to show you guys what I mean in terms of how much power it does provide for each one of them and what is the limit of how far it can go, let me actually bring the camera closer to show you guys what's on here first from up close. All right, so once I bring the camera closer, this is everything on this side here for this one. And then here's everything on this side for this one. Like I mentioned for the product, when you guys do look at the EcoFlow one right here, the panel or like the screen is on the other side right there. So I'll turn it on that side in a second. But like I mentioned for the wheels on here, when you guys do feel it, this is what it actually looks like for this one. And here's what it actually looks like for this one. Definitely looks a lot more durable when you guys feel in here compared to EcoFlow one when you guys do look at it. And supposedly for the EcoFlow one, when you guys do feel it, they mentioned the way how to design the material on here is a lot more durable, so that way it's like drop proof, or even if you guys do drop it, it is protected. The EcoFlow one, when you guys do feel it, it doesn't feel as high quality if you guys can hear that material on here compared to this one. It definitely looks and feels a lot more durable when you guys compare both of them. But like I mentioned, the power that's on the Delta Pro is a lot more powerful, which we'll test in a second. So let's turn it over to this side right here to show you guys what the screen looks like when you guys compare both of them. All right, so once you guys turn it over to this side right here, this is what the screen looks like for both of them. The screen size is about the same when you guys compare both of them, but the Anker one definitely looks a lot bigger, you can see. And notice how when you guys do look at the Anker right here, the first thing you guys notice on here, they mention how it does have the GaN Prime technology. And I don't think the Delta Pro one actually has the GaN Prime technology if you guys are curious. But notice how both of them, it does show you guys the battery percentage on here. And for this one, shows the input and output and how many days it will last with how much battery that's on here at the moment. For this one right here, when you guys do use it, for this one right here, it'll show you guys how much power that does provide once you guys start charging stuff on here. For example, once I turn something on right here, it shows you guys how long it lasts, 5.6 hours with 7% at the moment. And once you guys start charging stuff on here, it'll show you guys input and output. And for this device, when you guys do look at it, they do have the Bluetooth option for you guys to connect on the app, which I will show you in a second. Same thing for the Delta Pro as well. And I'll show you guys that in a second as well. They do have this button right here for you guys to turn off and turn off the display. And they also have a power saving mode for you guys to turn on and turn off. That way you can save the power on here if you guys are not using it. The one thing that the Anker one has that the Delta product does not have is the fact that it does have a light. So let's do turn on. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. If you guys press and hold it, that will turn on the SOS option. So they do have different color options for you guys to use on here, or the different level of light, which is very nice to use, especially when you guys are camping or something. And notice how right here, when I do turn on, it shows you guys how much output that's being provided. So that's definitely some of the things that it has on here that the Delta Pro does not have. But when you guys do look over here, we do have a lot of similar stuff. Each one of these provide guys around probably 22.5 watts for the USB option. I believe these also provide guys that same amount of power on here as well. For this option right here for USB-C, I think it should give you guys around 100 watts, but we will test out in a second. For the Delta Pro right here, when you guys do use it, it will provide you guys 100 watts each, which is a lot of power if you guys want to charge maybe 2 laptops at the same time. And at the bottom right here, you can see we do have the AC option for you guys to use. So this one has 4 of the AC option, and then one of these that is like the RV option for you guys to use. Same thing for the Anker one right here. We do have 4 of them right here, and we do have one of the RV option for you guys to use. Notice the way how they designed the AC option on here. 2 of them are facing like this, and 2 of them are facing like this. Wherever Delta Pro right here is all facing one direction and it's kind of close. It's not spaced out compared to the Anker one. When you guys do look at it, you can see. If you can see, for each one of these, they do have the button for you to turn on and turn off the AC option, similar to this one right here. And they do have this car socket option for you to use. So if you open up, this is what the inside looks like. And notice how they do give you guys 2 of them for you guys to use. Where for this one right here, it only gives you guys 1, which I'll show you in a second. But they do have the button for you guys to turn on and off as well. And I love how they do have this little cover for you guys to cover up when you guys are not using it. Similar to what you guys get on this one right here. So for this one right here from the Delta Pro or the EcoFlow one, they do have this on the side here that's also sealed up. So let's do open it up. You guys see what it looks like on the inside here. So we do have the DC option for you guys to use here, and then we do have this option here for you guys to use. We do have the IoT reset option on here. We do have the pairing option, standby option, and mode option for you guys to use. So I believe the reset option on here might be similar to what you guys do get for the Anker one right here, where they do have a little reset button here for you guys to use. And when you guys are done using this part right here, just close back up. And I love how they do have this smaller compartment here for you guys to open up if you guys want to use it here instead of opening the whole entire thing. And when you guys are done, just close back up. So that's pretty much everything that's on the Anker one on this side here. On the other side, there's some more stuff. Before I show you the other side, I want to show you guys some stuff on here first. So for example, right here on the side here, if you guys open it up, they have something called the Infinity AC option for you guys to use if you guys need to use that option. For me, I don't think I need to use that option, but if you guys do need to, maybe for camping or something, feel free to do so. And then notice how right here, they do have the little handle for you guys to push out. That way you can use that as a little handle option to move it around, which I'll show you in a second. So the one from the EcoFlow brand is designed for you guys in the bottom right here. Where for the Anker one right here is designed right here on top for you to pull it out. And I'll show you guys what it looks like on there in a second. We don't have the space at the moment to move it around, so I'll show you guys both of them in a second. Once we do test everything out and move it to one side. One right now is to flip it to the back side for both of them and show you guys what actually looks like in the back. So once you guys turn on to the back for both of them, this is what actually looks like. If you see how the back part right here, we do have both of the options for you guys to open it up. And once you guys do open up for this one and this one right here, that is where you can plug in a cable to recharge it. So right here, we do have the option for the car charging option, the solar panel option, overload protection, and we do have the AC option on here for you guys to use. And then for this one right here, we also have the solar option. We do have this button or this switch for you guys to activate the fast charging option or slow charging option, which is pretty cool. We do have the AC option here for you to plug it in to recharge the product, which will use a lot of power to recharge it really fast. And here we do have overload protection. And I do want to mention for each one of these products, they do have like the AC cable that's provided, the car charging cable provided as well. And sometimes depending if you guys do buy like the set that give you guys a solar panel and everything else, it will give you guys a solar panel charging cable as well. But I don't remember for this one right here when we got it, actually give me the solar panel or not, or the solar charging cable or not. But that's everything for these two right here. I love how the Anker one actually has a magnetic design to hold it back in place. Where for this one right here, you guys have to clip it in and it doesn't really stand up, which is totally understandable since this is a older design, older unit compared to this one right here, is slightly newer. And then notice how the bottom right here, they do have the option for you guys to open up. That way, if you guys want to buy like the extra battery option on here to add more battery life on here to last a lot longer and give you guys more power, you do have the option to use 2 of them here. Where for Anker one right here, it gives you guys 1 of them for you guys to use. So that way you can buy an extra battery to use on here if you guys want to, which is pretty cool. And that's pretty much everything that's on here for both of them. Like I mentioned before, I test out the handle option on here to show you guys how it does work. Let's test out both of them to show you guys how well the USB-C option works and how much power it does provide. Then we'll try the AC option. Oh, before I test out both of them, I forgot to show you guys the bottom part first. So this is what the bottom part looks like for both of them. So they do have the non-slip material on here when you guys do put it down on a flat surface. Same thing for this one as well. But you guys have one here, and one right here. And then this one right here, you probably have the wheels for you guys to support it. Same as this one right here. And the bottom part right here is the lever option for you guys to use, which is what you guys saw earlier. And that's what everything looks like on here from top, bottom, and left and right. Now let's actually plug it in and give it a try. All right, so the first test that I want to test out right here is to test out the USB-C option first. And I do have this Anker power bank right here that supports up to 140 watts for a single output. That's why I decided to use this one right here instead of using a laptop. That way I can use something small to test out. So let's plug in the Anker one here first. So once you guys plug it in right here, it will show you guys how much power that is being generated when you guys do use it. Both on right here. You can see right now that 90 watts. And it shows you guys here as well. So right now it's showing you guys 96 watts on here. And then on my actual power bank right here is showing 98.5. So it does get very close to the 100 watts on here when you guys do use that. And it seems like when you guys do plug in any of these output on here for USB-C, it will provide you guys 100 watts. So if you guys plug it in here, that's 100 or close to 100. If you guys do move it to the next one, you can see how the numbers slowly increase on here as well. Right now it's at 90.6, 94.5, 98.5, and right here I show you guys 95. It seems like each one of these, when you guys plug it in, the maximum on here is 98.5. So whether if you guys want to use a single output at a time, or if you guys want to use all of them at the same time, I think each one of them will provide you guys 100 watts max for each one of them. And see how right now I move to the third one right here, and we guys do look at how much power that does provide. It also gets very close to the 100 watts, which is 98.5 watts if you see. So that's definitely a lot of power on here when you guys do look at it. And just to show you guys what it actually looks like on the app, like I mentioned, both of them allow you guys to connect on the app. So I'm actually opening it first. So we'll start with the Anker one here first. You see right here, I do have a few different devices from Anker in terms of this power bank right here that actually show you guys how much power it does provide when you guys do charge it on here, which is pretty awesome. So I'm actually connected on here first to show you guys what I mean. So give it a few seconds to load up. And right here, I show you guys how much power that does provide. Very cool power bank that does provide the option, because not a lot of power bank actually give you guys the option available that shows you input, output, and everything. If you guys do go back to the main page and go right here, if you guys do connect on here, let me turn on the Bluetooth option. And it should connect on here. You can see. So I'll show you guys how there's probably around 1 hour and 12 minutes left. If you guys maintain this charge speed, show you the temperature and how much battery percentage on here when you guys do use it, and allow you guys to turn on the AC DC option on here, and also all these different options available in terms of power saving mode, the light option, and etc. So this is what the app looks like on here. Let me unplug the cable on here to plug in here and show you guys what the app looks like for the EcoFlow one. So plug it in here, and let me turn on the app while this is charging. All right. So right now it's charging and showing you guys 104 watts. And then right here showing you guys 102.5. And this is what the app looks like when you guys got all connected. So definitely for the Anker one, it looks a little bit more fancier or bougie when you guys do look at the app. But when you guys really test out the power for both of the product, you guys can see how the Delta Pro one gives you guys slightly more power when you guys do plug in here. You can see how I show you guys 104. And right here I show you guys 102.5, which is like around 4 watts more when you guys do plug in here, or even more than that. But if you guys would unplug it here and plug it into the other USB-C option, let's see if there's a difference. So you can see how the numbers slowly going up. And notice how when you guys do turn it on for the Delta Pro, the fan does kick in a little bit. Because this is the older unit, the fan speed on here, it does get a little bit loud than what you guys do get for other units, so keep that in mind. But once you guys do plug in here, it'll also show you guys 103, but slightly less than the other one when we do use that. And then right here, I show you guys 105 watts, so still more than what you guys do get for Anker one, you can see. And I love how it does show you guys how much battery is left on here. If you guys do maintain this level, it will give you guys roughly around 13 hours and 1 hour. And I also love how it does show you guys the temperature on here as well, similar to the Anker one. And for this one, it does give you guys the X-Boost technology, so that way you can use it for even more powerful stuff. Because supposedly for the Delta Pro one, they mentioned how it does support up to 3600 watts. But it does show you guys the input and output on here when you guys do use MNC. And it does allow you guys to use different options on here when you guys do change it. For the input option, it shows you guys the extra battery option and the infinity port for you guys to use, or the AC option here. And even show you guys the solar panel option on here when you guys do use it. Where for the output option, show you guys AC, DC, and the USB option. And you guys can feel free control on here to turn off and on. But you see how when you guys do test out the USB option on here, or the USB-C option, it does provide slightly more power on this one compared to this unit here. So feel free to use all of them at the same time, or just one of them at a time for both of the product. One thing right now is a plug-in cable to test out to see how much power it does provide for the input option when you guys do use that. Alright, so right now I do have it plugged into the Anker one first. So if you guys can see how much power it does provide when you guys do plug it in here. Right now it's at 1300 watts or 1400 watts. And it does show you guys the little icon to let you guys know that's connected on the app. And right here it does show you guys how long it takes to recharge it, which is around 1.4 hours from 70% to 100%, which is quite fast. And that's pretty much how much power that it does provide on here when you guys do use it for this product. For the Anker one, when you guys do plug it in for the input option. Now let's plug it into this one right here and show you guys how much power it does provide when you guys use the fast option versus the slow option on here. So once you guys do plug it in, give it a few seconds to kind of load up and see how the number is slowly going up. So it looks like right now I do have it on for the slow charging option, and that's pretty much how much power it does provide using slow option. So roughly around 400 watts you can see. If I do turn on the fast charging option, let's see how much power it does provide compared to the slow option. So once you guys turn on the fast charging option, you can see how much power that does provide. It definitely provides you guys way more power on here when you guys do turn on the fast option. Like right now for this one, when I do have it plugged into my other wall outlet or other power station, it's maintained around 1435. And right here it's going to 16 or 1700. So definitely for the Delta Pro, probably guys more power when you guys compare both of these here, you can see. And the number is still going up. The highest I've ever got for the Delta Pro option is 1724 for the input option. And this one is around like 1440. So obviously when you guys do look at it here, you can see how the Delta Pro definitely prioritizes slightly more power for the input option. Now let's try to plug in some AC option on here and see what happens when you guys do that. And when that supports multiple devices, like two 1400 watts power devices or more than that, or if you guys can use 3 of them. All right, so right here I do have multiple products all set up. We do have my steamer, I do have my induction cooktop, and I do have my electric kettle right there on top. So what I'll do right now is to plug in 2 of them here first to test it out to see what happens when you guys do that. And we'll probably add one more with the steamer to see when she works at the same time. And we'll also do the same thing here. So let's give it a try and turn it on and see when she works. All right, so let's turn it on. Everything turned on. Let's turn the electric kettle first and see how much power it does provide when you guys use the electric kettle. So currently for the electric kettle, it's providing around 1400 watts, if you see, and it does work. If you guys do use this one here, now the 22 watts or 2200, and now the 2500 and 2600. So far so good. It does probably got a good amount of power on here, if you see. If you guys turn on one more, the product does turn off because of the overload protection on here. So I'll maintain around 2600 watts and it just turns off automatically because of the overload protection. But it does allow you guys to use it for 2 different devices at the same time. That does provide a lot of power, you see, with electric kettle and also this at the same time. Or if you guys want to use electric kettle and this one right here, it will work, but not all 3 of them at the same time because that's too much power for this unit. Now let's do the same thing for this one right here and show you guys what happens when you guys use it for the Delta Pro and when it actually works. All right, so I got everything all plugged in here. And I do have that unit charging because it's really low on battery at the moment. So let's turn it on and see what happens when you guys use it on here. Same thing, we'll turn on the electric kettle first. And let's wait and see what happens. So also probably guys 1400 watts or close to 1500 watts. And it does work. If you guys turn this one, the power on here jumps up even higher. 2500 or 2600 watts. And now the 2700 watts, which is a lot of power you can see. So far so good. This one right here, when you guys use both of these here already, it gives you guys 100 more watts of power on here compared to this one. And if you have to turn this one right here, you can see how it jumped up to 4100 and it brings it down because the maximum on here is 3600 watts. And so I'll maintain around 3600 and 3500. So right out the bat, just by looking at that test right there, you can see how it's maintaining 3 devices at the same time. That does use a lot of power. And it does provide you guys a lot of power on here when you guys use that. And if you guys were to use like the power bank at the back and use it right here, plug it in, that also supports the power on here at the same time. You can see how much power it does provide on here. And you can see on the number on here, it goes even higher to 3700 watts, if you see. So you can see the Delta Pro definitely provides a lot more power when you guys do compare each one of these here. So definitely very powerful and super powerful for what you guys do get for the Delta Pro one compared to the rest. And the fan that turns on right here, it does get kind of loud, but that's totally fine and totally understandable considering how powerful the product is and how much power it does provide. Especially if you guys want to use it to charge like an EV vehicle, feel free to do so. But see how when you guys use the product on here, it definitely does work. So what I want to do right now is move everything to one side and we'll show you guys how to use the wheel option on here and the lever option for both of them. All right, so if you guys were to use the handle option on here, literally all you need to do is just turn it this way and it pushes out. That's pretty much how far I can go for the handle. And if you guys do lift it up, it makes it so much easier for you guys to move it from one area to another, which is pretty awesome. And even if you guys want to bring it all the way up, if you guys want to do that, feel free to do so. And once you guys are ready to bring it back down, just use this part right here to lift it up. You might have to like push this part up as well. Otherwise, it might be hard for you guys to lift it up right here. So just like that, very easy and very simple. And it does support the weight on here. So that way, when you guys do hold it on here, you don't have to worry about it breaking or falling apart. So it definitely makes it very easy and very simple for you guys to move from one place to another, which is really convenient, especially considering how heavy the product is. It's definitely a lot heavier than the Delta 2 Max when you guys do compare it. But that's pretty much everything that's on the product. And if you guys are done using the product, just push back in very easily. If it doesn't lock in, make sure to push it in correctly to lock it in. Just like that, and it's all set. All right, so now that we show you guys how to use on here, now let me show you guys on the Anker one so that we can see what it looks like for this one versus that one. All right, so right here I do have the Anker one. So let me see the way how to design this one, it is slightly different. When I showed you guys earlier for the other one, the EcoFlow one, you guys pull the handle from the bottom here, and when you guys lift it up, if you guys are using it from this height, it is fine. But when you guys use it on the ground, you guys have to bend down and reach for the bottom part to lift it up. But for this one right here, the way how to design it, it is slightly easier for you guys to use because you can push the button right here on top to bring it out. And when you guys bring it out, you don't have to reach in the bottom. You guys can pretty much reach the top right here and just lift it up. That way you can move it around really easily. So because the Anker one, it is slightly different, or the brand new version, the way how to design it is newer. And they probably saw the unit for the EcoFlow one with the Delta Pro, how that's kind of like a struggle design. So that's why they probably made it like this to make it a little bit easier for people to use. So definitely for the handle option on here, it feels a little bit more higher quality and also a lot easier for you guys to lift it up and use it when you guys do use the product compared to the EcoFlow one. So that's pretty much how you guys use the handle option for both of them. And before I forget to mention, for both of them, you do have the option to lift it up like this and go like this and put that on the ground if you guys want to use it like that. Same thing for EcoFlow one when you guys do that. And we have it done. Bring it back down like this. Very easy and very simple. And that's pretty much how you guys do use it. Now let's put back both of them here and we'll talk more about the product in a second. All right. So now that we test out both of them to show you guys what you guys do get and how it does work when you guys do use it. And also how much power it does support when you guys use both of these units here. Now to answer the question of whether or not it's actually worth it or not and which one the better option to go for. So design wise for what you guys do get, I will probably have to say that the Anker one has a slightly better design since it is a newer product. So they definitely have a little bit of advantage on there. And what I mean by design is the fact that they do have the light in the front. They do have a better design for the handle for you guys to carry around really easily. The build quality on here, when you guys do feel it, it definitely has like that drop-proof design on here compared to the EcoFlow one. It does not. It's a little bit more of that plastic material when you guys do feel the side. That's a little bit more hollow. And probably the fact that how it does have the GaN prime technology on here as well. But a lot of other things on here is definitely pretty good for the EcoFlow one. That's a lot better in terms of the more power option for the input and the output option. If you see how it goes as high as 1700 watts for the input option, and this one goes around 1400 watts. And then when you guys use the output option here, it was around, I think, 22 or 2300 watts. And this one right here goes as high as 36 or 3700 watts. But when you guys do plug in multiple products at the same time, it goes as high as 41 watts because of that built-in protection on here of the X-Boost technology on here as well. And I do have to say that's pretty cool how it does have the option for you guys to turn on and turn off the fast charging speed or slow charging speed, which is good for your battery health over time. And also for the Delta Pro, it has a lot of stuff that Anker does not have in terms of the Infinity AC option, the other ports here that you guys don't have, like the Ethernet option, the IoT option, and other cable that you can use on here as well that I showed you earlier. So the design-wise, definitely the Anker one wins it for the overall design, for ease of use and everything. But when you guys do look at the power, definitely the EcoFlow one is a lot more powerful for what you guys do get. So honestly, I can't really go wrong with either one of these in terms of what you guys do get. But if you guys want my honest opinion in terms of which one's a lot more worth it, honestly, I will probably have to say that EcoFlow one is a lot more worth it for what you guys do get. If you guys want the best of the best that give you guys the most power. And then my number 2 choice would be the Anker one with the 767 here, because it's very powerful but not quite there. Because I've been seeing from the test for the Delta Pro one, it supports 3 products at the same time that generates around 1300 or 1400 watts. Where for the Anker one, it only supports 2 of them and probably a USB-C option at the same time. But then obviously for those of you guys who don't want or don't need one or have one of these, obviously don't buy one and save your money on something else that actually do need. So that's basically everything for this video itself. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button in the bottom. That will definitely help this video out, and it will definitely help with the algorithm as well to promote more videos for you guys so you guys can see more of the videos or similar videos as well. But as always, make sure to stay positive, be you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Is It Worth It? Peace.